We see Police Chief Dave Scott now as the honor guard. Color Party is the junior achievement of Northern Saskatchewan, and the Walkers are junior achievers. Junior Achievement was formed in 1977 in the Saskatoon area, and since then they've grown from 36 to well over 3,000.
Marching along, proudly carrying the flags as the 1987 parade just nicely gets underway. Hey, what would you give for a 1997 Chevrolet? Eh?
I don't know. Here we have the honorary Grand Marshal, and that is Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask, who are performing 2 shows daily at the fair. And they also brought along the Evil Queen Barrow, but she's not in the parade today, but she's lurking somewhere out there. And they're riding in a 1955 Chev Bel Air convertible owned by Norm Strandon and driven by Gary Dubik.
I stand corrected. I thought it was a 57 when I looked at it from a distance there.
It was close.
The Grand Marshal.
Next we have the Saskatoon Exhibition Tram, and on board we have our Prairie Land General Manager Mark Regier, President Marv Henderson, and some prairie dogs from the show going on at the Jubilee Building, as well as the exhibition bear and clown. The dog show goes on from 2:30, I believe, until 9 every evening, and there's lots of dogs to see. They're doing some agility demonstrations, and you can just go out there and see all the different breeds.
Well, here's the vehicle that you can ride upon at the exhibition and get around very easily without, especially when your feet are getting a little tired.
That's right. There's a lot of ground to cover up there. We have 136 acres, so it's nice to have a ride to take you from one venue to another. And we have 2 trams going around the fair every day. And there's our exhibition bear, who also puts a lot of miles on his little feet.
Speaking of feet, you don't have to wait very long, do you, to get the weight off your feet and get on this tram? It's a very short waiting time.
There are 2, as I said, so only about a 10-minute wait between rides.
There's a nice wave, and as they pass by, Ken Britton, Citizen of the Year, you may have noticed on there. CFQC Television Citizen of the Year, and Ken is having a good time.
That's great. I believe we have the ACT Travelers entry going by now. They're involved with Saskatchewan Lung Association, raising funds for them and asthmatic children. The ACT have a long association with the city and the parade, and we welcome their support. The Shrine Drums and Bugles. They've performed in the parade for the past 51 years, and they're dressed in Arabic palace uniforms with traditional shrine fez. And the band was formed in 1919 and is the oldest shrine club in North America.
Now they are followed by the Saskatoon Shrine Club. The Saskatoon Shrine Club itself, that come along here, is the oldest in all of Shrinedom.
Yes.
And the band. Let's take a listen to it.
Great.
motorcycles are always a part of the parade. I think it's very colorful, very attractive, and people enjoy it, but it also has the effect of kind of being able to regulate the parade to some extent, doesn't it? To compress it or to speed it up a little bit, depending on what needs to be done. Past presidents of the Saskatoon Shrine Club, you probably noticed riding by in that convertible seconds ago.
Everybody likes watching them do their fancy maneuvers on the street.
The Motor Patrol, they call it.
They're very quiet motorcycles.
Now we have the, mentioned earlier, the Saskatoon Shrine Club, and that's the...
Job's Daughters is the girls' leadership organization that teaches skills like running business meeting, how to plan events and fundraisers, as well as communication and teamwork skills. And their theme this year is the Masonic family. And riding on the float are members of the Masonic lodges in Saskatchewan, as well as members of the Order of the Eastern Star, the International Order of Job's Daughters, De Molay, and Shrine. And there I believe we see an honored queen and some other royalty.
Now, we're seeing the Battleford Shrine drums and flags. This group dressed in traditional shrine uniform, complete with the red fez, of course. They've taken part in many parades, the Battlefords, Unity, Turtleford, Livelong, and Shell Lake parades. This unit of flags, glockenspiels and drums began way back in 1919. Now, Astar, I only want to say All-Star, but it's Astar, the robot from the planet Danger. Now, this all has to do with the war amps and the message that they're trying to get out: play safe and drive safe. And what an attractive float they have this year, Marlene.
They have some traffic signs on there and a replica of the War Amps Drive Safe sticker line that cautions drivers to be safe on the roads.
They've got a lot of kids who are behind this effort to get the message out to be safe, and they must have used every one of those kids in putting this together.
Now the WDM carriage, the horses are Arabs, owned by museum volunteer Wayne Olenek, and he's also the driver today. The carriage was built and owned by Willis Moe, museum volunteer, and riding in the carriage are the Reform MPs in the Saskatoon area.
Heart and Stroke Foundation of Saskatchewan has been working hard over the past 40 years. And they're trying, of course, to decrease the number of deaths that are caused by heart disease and stroke, and to increase research and education programs in our province.
And it looks like they're running around to get their heart rates up there.
That's right, yeah. Well, if you're going to approach something as serious as this, you may as well have fun doing it.
Right, and it looks like these are the Walmart employees, 30 Walmart employees from the Center at Circle and 8, who are peddling the foundations, or they're supposed to be, yeah, they're on the foundations shining.
Have you counted every single one of them, Marlene?
Well, it says 31 here, so I'll just have to believe them because they're running around.
Well, there's lots of them anyway,
yeah.
And lots of pedal power today. That's the Heartbeat Tour. And C95 and their entry.
I believe Ramblin' Dave Sharp should be in that C95 van. Yep, there he is. Oh, he's riding.
Sounds like they're doing some sort of broadcast.
He's on a very small vehicle is what Dave is on.
That's broadcasting without a radio. You can do it that way. I don't know how safe it is, to be honest. Well, we've got lots of color and excitement here. The
Wonder Dogs,
Agility Gang of Saskatoon. Yeah.
They're promoting the sport of dog agility in the community by teaching classes and doing demos.
Well, here it is, folks. Gus, the Gasosaurus. That's Sask Energy's environmentally friendly dinosaur.
And he's a big dinosaur.
Oh, yeah. He's here to show us that fun can be had this summer.
Gus knows the importance of using the cleanest burning fossil fuel, natural gas. TJ's Amusement Rides and Petting Zoo is next, and they're featuring the Children's Train, which is one of the many rides owned and operated by Dwight Shields. The float features the many petting zoo animals that can be seen at the petting zoo in Kidsville at the X.
MD Ambulance, which is making all the noise out there right now, began in 1976. Michael Duchek started it all, the program on that. We started on the basis of needing to provide quality peripheral care to the community.
There we have the family video bug, and he's the mascot representing the fun and friendly atmosphere found in the locally owned video stores found only in Saskatoon.
The IOF Foresters float coming up now, and they're using as their float an old vehicle of some description. Can you make out what that is, Marlene?
No, I can't. The Foresters started in 1874, but they actually started in England in the days of Robin Hood, where he took to the forests and joined a brotherhood that looked after the welfare of the common man. And the society became known as the Royal Order of Foresters in 1745, and then the Ancient Order of Foresters in 1834, and the Independent Order of Foresters in 1874.
Saskatoon Folk Fest Incorporated. We have their float coming along now, and you can see the color on board this.
Right.
All of the various costumes of many of the nations featured in Folk Fest each year. That was formed, I guess, back in 1980, wasn't it?
Yes, that was the first year. And we have 36 youth ambassadors representing the pavilions dressed in their heritage dress. And also riding in the front car is Folk Fest president and the honorary ambassador for 1997. And don't forget, Folk Fest is August 14th to the 16th. Some wonderful costumes there.
My Fuddruckers burger is the world's
greatest.
half-pound.
Wow.
Actually, it's chicken topped with all I want.
Of lots of Dabba salsa and
Mayo with tomatoes.
tomatoes and a big
A small dollop of
yummy
jalapeno cheese. No cheese.
on a fresh baked bun.
Fresh baked bun.
Baked bun with cocoa over ice. No ice.
3 refills.
With my fries.
Ooh, it's
Heavenly.
gone. Who makes the world's greatest hamburger? Fuddruckers and you.
Saskatoon Neighborhood Watch Association is their float is just passing by,
And they're trying their best to help keep Saskatoon a safer place to live.
That's quite an undertaking too to
Yes.
put together that size
And now
of
we
float.
have the WDM Surrey going by, buggy owned by the WDM and restored by museum volunteers. And it's driven by Jack Forsyth, who is a volunteer, and he also owns the horses pulling the Surrey.
And Mayor Day, our mayor in the back seat there, waving goodbye, waving to all of us, I should say, as he passes by. St. Paul's celebrating their 90th birthday, big anniversary year. And you know, that started 90 years ago by 2 Grey Nuns from Manitoba, and they were passing through Saskatoon and through the province when an epidemic broke out, typhoid. And they stayed, and we're glad they did.
Yes, they've established the hospital and run it ever since.
That's right, exactly. Shoppers Drug Mart teamed up with the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation this year to help raise funds to help researchers find a cure for diabetes. Walk for a Cure is scheduled for October 5th. They're doing a little pre-walk right now.
Yes, and you can help support the cause by purchasing a sneaker for $1 at any of the 8 Shoppers Drug Marts in Saskatoon. And we see the official mascot of Shoppers Drug Mart, which is the Life Brand Bear.
And there he is, yep, waving to all the kids. Now, here's the Saskatoon Shrine, Drums and Bugles. Am I right on that?
North Sask
I'm
Regiment
sorry.
Pipes and Drums, it says.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
And they were formed in 1942 as the Saskatoon Light Infantry Reserve Pipe Band. They've played in the Brier and Scott Tournament curling and also for World Curling in Europe. And it's made up of military and volunteers. White Major is Don McDonald today, and he's played in the band for 49 years.
Earth Embassy is an organization that works toward addressing environmental issues, and here's their entry in this year's exhibition parade. I thought he was twirling a baton there for a moment. Maybe
Yeah. The theme is energy alternatives, future-friendly technology.
So I wonder if that's some kind of a device we can put on our rooftops, so whenever there's a power failure, we can use that.
It's got some bubbles coming out of that baton too, I think. The 1997 Saskatchewan Indian Summer Games are happening starting tomorrow, or today. Today they start. And they were initiated in 1974 by First Nations leaders to promote healthy lifestyles for First Nations youth and their community.
Saskatchewan Indian Games are an annual legacy First Nations youth competition. This year, of course, the Whitecap Dakota Sioux First Nation is doing that just south of Saskatoon. This is portrayed by White Buffalo. That represents peace and unity among all nations. Games chairman, by the way, is Darcy Bear. Councillors Carl Royal and Melvin Littlecrow. They're riding in some other vehicles.
And we have lots of athletes that are also walking the parade today. They're expecting about 2,600 athletes to attend the games this year.
That's right, a huge number. Well,
Marion Gymnastics Club is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, and the club was developed by Chuck Sebastian and originated in the basement of St. Mary's Church. And today they have 3 gymnasts on Canada's national junior team. And on the float we have all the members of the gymnastic club.
Chuck did a marvelous job in putting that all together, and you know, it was based on some of his daughters who are gymnasts, and a few others who were very, very good at the sport and at the activity, and so it all grew from that one location.
And a lot of people have benefited from his leadership over the years.
Some of them were just about this age when the club began, you know, and they've grown into actually fine coaches, and fine gymnasts right across Canada.
Bridge City Towing. Special thanks to Bridge City Towing for providing tow vehicles in case of parade entry breakdown. And they have a rather large tow truck coming by us now.
That would get you out of a mud puddle, wouldn't it?
I think it could tow just about everything.
Well, all the way from the tow truck to a steam engine. A miniature steam engine, mind you, but it's probably,
yes.
I think it's a working model, isn't it?
Not sure.
You'll have to fire it up.
I think it's being towed by that little truck.
Oh, okay, yeah. Definitely not working right now, anyway. Saskatchewan Government Insurance. It's returning again this year to the float, completing successful tours in 95 and 96. It has traveled over 14,000 kilometers, I understand, and has impressed many parade judges.
And it's received 12 prestigious awards while crossing the province. And its premier season ended with its participation in the 95 Grey Cup Parade, which was televised nationally.
The Regatta Association, you're seeing some of those members out there right now skating around on those inline skateboards. They were formed 21 years ago. And they were established to support sporting activities for young girls playing ringette. The float was built by a team of volunteers, we understand, a few young ladies who play on some of our teams. And you're seeing some of the players there from various ringette teams who grace the float with their presence. Alec Pashovich is the man behind this stagecoach. It was built in the late 1950s by Alec himself for antique pleasure driving. And here he is having some pleasure right now.
And this is his 5th 4-horse hitch that he's used to pull this coach.
Sunningdale, Saskatchewan is where Alec is from.
Saskatoon Zoo Kinsman Express Zoo train is coming by. Hop aboard the Kinsman Express train on your next visit to the Saskatoon Zoo. A trained tour guide will provide up-to-the-minute information about the animals. And it has its own sound system, and it's also wheelchair accessible.
Saskatoon Kinsman Express announcing themselves. And on from that to Team Boss Blue. Now, can you tell me more about this one, Marlene?
It's a team that represents all the different motorsports in Western Canada. All 3 trucks and trailers are decorated in the appropriate blue and white. And it's also a privilege to announce that Team Boss Blue has participated in the Saskatoon Exhibition Parade for 25 years.
My Fuddruckers burger is the world's
greatest.
half-pound.
Wow.
Actually, it's chicken topped with all I want.
Of lots of dab salsa and
Mayo with tomatoes.
tomatoes on a big,
A small dollop of
yummy
jalapeno cheese. No cheese.
on a fresh baked bun.
Fresh baked bun.
Baked bun with Coke over ice. No ice.
3 refills.
With my fries.
Ooh, it's
Heavenly.
gone.
Who makes the world's greatest hamburger? Fuddruckers and you.
Well, the 1997 Exhibition Parade certainly thrilling everybody along 20th Street this morning.
Yes, and
We
we're
have more
continuing
floats coming
with
along.
some more Team Boss Blue, I think.
Yeah, right. That is quite a machine, wasn't it? Now, let's have a look at some stock car activity here. We've got an entry. And I'm not sure which one that is.
I think it might be part of the team. I'm not sure.
Could well be.
Boss Blue, I'm not sure. It's a nice old truck.
That would have been a
Tourism
block-long float, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Regina Tourism is making themselves known in Saskatoon. Beautiful, a beautiful float coming along here from the Tourism Regina. Let's have a look at it. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about it, Marlene.
It's featuring one of Regina's major attractions, which is Buffalo Days, and also the Saskatchewan Rough Riders, some museums in Regina, dragon boat races, the home of the Mounties, the Symphony, the IMAX Theatre, Saskatchewan Science Centre, Canadian Western Agribition, and the Western Farm Progress Show.
Well, that's a very impressive float with all of the glittering fringe on the bottom and the colors.
Gator the Gopher.
Carousel, so on. Here's some more people
Couples
power.
Club of Saskatoon tries to provide an opportunity for couples to make a contribution to their community through charitable donations and volunteer service.
Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan. This festival is taking place on the riverbank again this year, and they're performing Julius Caesar and The Tempest, and a special review production as well.
And the festival is attended by over 13,000 people every year. And its float's theme this year is a splash of Shakespeare.
They take a little license, don't they, on Shakespeare, and have a lot of fun doing it. It's great. Now we have our fire chief coming along.
And there's Fire Chief Bill Hewitt waving to the crowd, and he's riding in a horse and buggy owned by the driver, Bob Thomas, who is a WDM volunteer. And Bob also brought his horse, Aura, today to pull the buggy.
And of course, backing up the fire chief, we have to have a truck, don't we?
Yes, and Sparky the fire dog is in there.
You betcha. We all know Sparky.
Saskatoon Farmers Market is an organization that was formed in 1975 to give farmers an alternative sales option to direct marketing. And Saskatoon Farmers Market Co-op is open Saturday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Saskatoon Hustlin' Huskies, AAA novice hockey team, is coming along here with their float.
And they're a summer hockey team selected from teams across the city. And they're selected based on their Level 1 league and tournament play and their commitment to the team concept. And as the highlight of their summer, they're going to be competing in the Super Novice Invitational Brick Tournament in Edmonton at West Edmonton Mall's Ice Palace. And if anyone's in the area, August 6th to the 10th, they're invited to come out and cheer them on.
Number 48 is all about country and Western music. The association, the Country and Western Music Association of Saskatoon, was formed in 1987 by a number of avid country music fans who have been organizing informal Saturday afternoon jam sessions at the Barquet. That's how it all started, I guess.
And their float is portraying their enthusiasm toward country music, and you can certainly see that. Saskatoon Country and Western Music Association, in cooperation with Scooters Bar and Grill, is pleased once again to be a part of Prairieland Exhibition's exhibition parade.
And a reminder that we should be drinking milk, right? The Saskatchewan Dairy Foundation was formed by Saskatchewan dairy farmers over 30 years ago. Their mandate, of course, was to promote Saskatchewan-produced milk through a variety of campaigns and promotions. There are so many people, you know, Marlene, in the parade. It's hard for us to know everybody who's in there, so
Yes.
we just have to more or less say, there they are.
We have a lot of information that we can't say everybody's name, unfortunately.
Pioneer 97, there's a lot of people, of course, involved in that. The power threshing and whatnot takes place July 26th, 27th.
Some beautiful horses coming along here. And this covered wagon was built by a group of museum volunteers, and the horses are owned by volunteer Ken Young.
This is the Phaeton carriage, folding top on this. It's a vehicle owned by the museum and has been restored. It was used by a Mennonite colony in days gone by. The horses are Arabian horses. They're owned by Harold Reese, we understand. Now, we have the Saskatoon Elks, lodge number 12, coming along right now. And their primary mission, by the way, is to help and assist hearing and speech impaired children.
The Exalted Ruler of Elks Lodge number 12, Bill Ambrose, and Honored Royal Lady of Royal Purple Lodge number 46, Yvonne Niedermeyer, are featured in this entry. Vacation Link Centres Limited is a private travel club with corporate head office for Canada in Saskatoon since 1993, and it provides full travel service exclusively to its members who never pay full price for any of their travel worldwide.
Well, Regina's really well represented here today in the parade here in Saskatoon. This is the second entry for Regina, the Regina Police Junior Military Marching Band. They, I understand, Marley, just won the Canadian Marching Championship military class.
Commission was established in 1929 to provide reliable electrical power accessible to all Saskatchewan people at reasonable rates. And in 1950, SaskPower became incorporated.
The Saskatchewan Miniature Horse Association was organized to bring other breeders together for the betterment of one breed, and here's their entry right now. The miniature horse is what they are promoting. No larger than 34 inches in height. Look at that, isn't that amazing?
OK Tire Muffler and Brake. The Opti the Lion is OK Tire and Muffler Brakes, OK Tire and Muffler and Brakes Goodwill Ambassador, and he is towering over the parade route this morning. Lorna's Pooh Bear Care is run and operated by Lorna Erickson, and she started this business 4 years ago to give children the same love and quality care that they would receive from their parents at an affordable rate. And we see some of the children from Auntie Lorna's Pooh Bear Care in the parade this morning. And they also helped put the parade float together, apparently. And they did a great job.
Yeah, they really did. They did a marvelous job. That is a nice one. And everybody should be proud, I think, is associated with that group.
And it looks like they're having some fun, too.
CJBR Radio in Melfort is a country music station. They're on the same frequency that WW used to be, 750 on the dial.
And riding in the convertible today, we have representatives of the Huskies and Hilltops. CJBR carries their games live. CJBR supports live Saskatchewan talent. And following behind, we have Flatbed with Curtis Grambo appearing on the float courtesy of Stan's Place Lounge. And we see some of the spectators having a fine time this morning.
Looks like he's trying to keep warm there. Being covered up with a blanket and lying in the seat. That's a comfortable way to watch the parade. Yes. Nobody's in front of you.
It looks like they have some fans along on the float with them this morning, too. There was a time when I would probably stay, but now all I can do is say that she makes me feel. Ain't funny how it seems. And I believe this is the All-Star Pro Rodeo Challenge float coming up. The All-Star Pro Rodeo Challenge is presented by Saskatoon Prairieland Exhibition and the Canadian Professional Rodeo Association. And we have some volunteers, rodeo volunteers, and some rodeo fans out for the ride today.
Yeah, are they ever?
I see Lee Bellows, our favorite rodeo clown, up there.
Pretty important people, those rodeo clowns, aren't they?
Yes, very important.
DC Motorsports has this entry. It's an organization developed way back in 1990 for the purpose of protection of motorsports. Dave Collins, I guess, organized this one.
And the lead vehicle is a 1956 Chev station wagon.
We'll get to 57 yet.
Yes.
Hot 93 FM. Country music, sizzling hot country for you. I'm not sure who's in the, do you know who's in the car?
I have no idea.
Oh boy, hard to see.
Looks like Leslie Courtney. Abel Walker, Saskatchewan, Manitoba Limited. The Abilities bus has been painted for transportation of product and individuals to and from the office.
And the Saskatoon City Police Marching Band. The WDM horse and carriage?
I believe so. The horses are Morgan's, and they're owned by museum volunteer Francis Crossan. Gordon Gale, a volunteer, is driving the unit today, and Saskatoon Police Chief Dave Scott is enjoying a ride in the carriage today.
And along with, I'd just like to mention that, oh, okay.
Saskatoon Police Services Saskatoon Crime Stoppers unit.
You may have mentioned or may have noticed that in there with Dave Scott, we had Fred Spyglass, a native elder from Riversdale area, his grandson White Eagle, also nephew and niece Blair and Taylor were along there for the ride.
And those steeds have some interesting headwear on. They must have been expecting rain. The Métis Elders Recreation Council, they called Madeleine Dumont, is the Saskatoon's first Métis preschool, and it opened its doors in September of 1996.
It's in the Cosmos Civic Center. Senator Nora Ritchie is driving the van today. Passengers are some Métis elders.
And we also have some preschool children on the van with their parents. And Mel Vandale, the best fiddler from Chittick Lake.
Right. Well, they're going to be out there, I'm sure, enjoying the big event, the summer games.
And they might get some people dancing on the parade route today.
This is quite a time of celebration for all Native people. Saskatoon Co-op Association has this float. And this
Saskatoon Co-op Association Limited. In 1936, local Saskatoonians joined together to form Saskatoon Co-op, and they became member owners of a democratically controlled and owned retail business.
Saskatoon Lions Band is coming up right now, Marlene. This has been in existence for over 40 years. Students 9 to 19 years of age take part from Saskatoon and the surrounding area. The band supports itself by fees, fundraising efforts, grants, and ongoing support from Lions clubs from Saskatoon and from parent volunteers as well. Let's take a listen.
And today they're wearing patriotic red and white tunics, white glossies, and black pants.
Saskatoon Exhibition Parade, and all of the thousands of people out here to watch the parade this time around.
And it looks like they're all having quite a good time. Pal City Kinsman's motto is to serve the community's greatest need, and this entry consists of 3 units. Each unit is 2 bicycles fashioned together side by side so that both cyclists ride together. And the unique feature of these bikes is that if one of the 2 cyclists speeds up, the unit will go around in circles.
Interesting.
Yes. Fort Battleford National Historic Sites entry pertains to the Northwest Mounted Police, and it was built and decorated by the staff. All of the costumes are used for interpretation and animation at Fort Battleford and at other community events. And it looks like they're putting somebody in jail there.
Oh, my goodness.
The officers, in fact.
Hey, it's the wrong people in jail. What's going on here?
Kinsman Club of Saskatoon is going by.
And the presidents, 1997-98, Gord Lang and Carla Smith.
And so these are the vehicles that are going to be given away on Saturday night in the Kinsman Car Awards. The tickets are available up at the exhibition.
Saskatchewan Indian Culture Center was created in 1972 by chiefs and elders of Saskatchewan. And here is their float. Very, very colorful and exciting. have been several floats put together by native folk in Saskatchewan. And here we have the traditional powwow taking place on board this float. The mission of the Saskatchewan Indian Cultural Centre is to strengthen and support the overall Indian education and cultural awareness.
And we see the 6th annual Sportsman River Roar float going by. The River Roar is taking place July 17th to the 20th. And these boats can reach top speed of 225 kilometers an hour on the South Saskatchewan River. And they can also turn sharper corners than any other racing vehicle in the world. The Arthritis Society Mini Grand Prix. The Arthritis Society is the only non-profit organization in Canada devoted solely to funding and promoting arthritis research, patient care, and public education.
And look at those go-karts, eh?
Yes,
wow.
They're a lot of fun. The CJWW van is coming into view now.
I wonder if we're going to see Denny Carr in this.
You never know.
The ever young Denny Carr.
CJWW is just in front of the Country Music Association of Saskatoon. And they hold jam sessions every Saturday from 4 to 8:30 at Rascals in the Travelodge. And it sounds like they're jamming today, too. Riding on the float today are members of the Country Music Association and staff of the Travelodge and Roper's Western Wear.
Well, that's a great float to be following the WW car. Well, a little bit of a pause in the parade here as the
Saskatoon Hilltop Football Club is coming up. And the float was built by the cheerleaders and faculty as a club event for the 1997 Junior Football Champions. And I believe we have the Hilltop cheerleaders there giving us a cheer.
That would cheer any team on, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Boy.
They've got lots of energy.
Well, that's what we need to know in any kind of a parade is lots of cheering and excitement. Music, loud noises. And cheerleaders, of course.
And our last entry this morning is the Primrose Chateau Seniors Bus. That comes from the Primrose Chateau Seniors Residence, which provides meals, housekeeping, bus service, and entertainment.
And the exhibition parade brought to you by Rutgers Amusement Center and Fuddruckers. We'll be back right after this.
My Fuddruckers burger is the world's
greatest.
half-pound.
Wow.
Actually, it's chicken topped with all I want.
Of lots
Dabba salsa and
Mayo with tomatoes.
and tomatoes on a big,
A small dollop of
yummy,
jalapeno cheese
no cheese
on a fresh baked bun
fresh baked bun.
baked bun with Coke over ice. No ice.
3 refills.
with my fries.
Ooh, it's
Heavenly.
gone.
Who makes the world's greatest hamburger? Fuddruckers and you.
Well, that parade went by rather quickly, didn't
It
it,
went
Marlene?
really fast.
It was a good parade. There were a lot of very, very elaborate floats. I was quite impressed with a lot of them.
And it was nice and tight. They kept it together so there weren't any big gaps.
Now, of course, you're from the Prairie Life And you're
Yes.
here for a reason, because we want to talk a little bit about the X. A lot of big features this year, and I guess maybe the most outstanding thing for people who are going up there and looking at physical changes, the big new building, the Trade Center.
Right. The Trade Center is not air conditioned, but it's got an air exchanger, so it stays nice and cool in there. And there's lots of things for people to see, lots of things to purchase or just get information on.
Okay. Now, what about the exhibition as far as entertainment is concerned? The grandstand performances, the free stage, the outdoor theater, the
All
other
the
places?
stages are free with gate admission. So pretty much the only thing you have to pay for once you get on the grounds is the rides and food.
Really, and
So-
a lot of those, well, all the grandstand performances are really top-notch entertainment.
Tonight we have the Emeralds. It's Heritage Day today, so we have the Emeralds on for we have a lot of seniors coming onto the park this day, so the Emeralds is a good choice for them, and they can go and polka in front of the grandstand stage if they want, do the bird dance.
Okay, and you have a lot of entertainers that perform all over the X, really,
Yes, we have
here
a
and
number
there.
of different free stages. We have Pete Best, who is the original drummer for the Beatles, on our outdoor theater stage, as well as Saskatchewan Express, and another entertainer who's known as Alex Elixir's Maudeville Madness, and he sort of does a juggling acrobatic comedy routine that gets the audience really involved.
And the man with rubber face, Dixon, I believe, the man with the...
Herb Dixon,
Herb
yes.
Dixon,
He's
yeah.
a sound impressionist, and he's performing every evening in the Blue Garter Saloon, which is upstairs in the Center Hall, and that's a venue for those 19 years of age and over, because it is a saloon atmosphere. And we have casino games up there, and a couple of other bands, a house band, Freddie, Sheila and Company, as well as Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, which is a female harmony group.
And Saskatchewan Youth Talent Search going on every evening
Yes.
as well. And
That's in Center Hall. It's Summer Fair stage, and every evening at 7 o'clock we have one group of people competing, and the winner from each evening will compete in the finals on Saturday at 6:30. So that's usually an
good.
exciting evening.
And of course, many of the personalities from CFQC TV are there
Yes.
hosting it from time to time, so watch for that. Well, thank you, Marlene.
It was a great pleasure.
Okay, a fun time again this year, and we're glad you could join us. Hope you had some fun watching the parade. Brought to you by Ruckers Amusement Center and Fuddruckers. Thanks. Bye for now.
That's a parade for another year. We're going to visit the exhibition in just a moment. Here's something that is going to happen in the area in the future, the July 18th and 19th. Wall-time garden walk and a garden tea. You buy your passport, adults $6, children $3, and you go through various gardens in Wall-time, ending with a garden tea on Sunday the 20th between 2:30 and 4. It sounds like a wonderful opportunity to just peek into somebody else's garden. Now, as promised, we'll go back to the exhibition. The firefighters there had an area set up where the little ones could dress up and fight a fire. So enjoy that piece right now. Now, Now, that's in the, just off of Center Hall there, Wheatland A building, and you can go there with the children and go through that. I think they find it a great deal of fun, and they can take a look at the firefighting equipment as well. Now, we did mention Connie Calder earlier in last week, I guess. Dust and Dreams is what she wrote that is being produced and presented at Station Arts Centre in Rostern. Last year it was sold out. This year it begins July the 8th and extends to August the 3rd. There are matinees on Sunday, and the number to call is 1-800-667-6533, the Station Arts Centre, for Dust and Dreams, performed by a large cast, as a matter of fact. Wildflowers, they were in last week, and they're going to be in concert at the Basement on the 10th, 8 o'clock. 245 3rd Avenue South is where they are located. Adults $10, students and seniors $8, and they play mean bluegrass, and they're a great deal of fun, so do enjoy that. Now, at the exhibition, too, they have a lot of fine arts departments, and they have demonstrations. We have an artist at work now. Just enjoy this little piece of watching somebody do some pastels. Now, that is part of the Phoenix Art Salon. We did take a look at that yesterday, and they will continue in the Phoenix Art Salon, and we might just have that other artist at work with the pastels as well. Coming up in the city, the Saskatchewan Senior Fitness Association Zone 6 have the Summer Games between August the 11th and the 13th, and there are all kinds of things happening. When they say Summer Games, it involves everything: bowling, bridge, cribbage, dance, to Scrabble, shuffleboard, snooker, swimming, tennis, track and field is involved too, so there's very intense physical activity as well. If you want more information, call Hilda at the Saskatchewan Senior Fitness Association. This is for 55 plus, 384-4061. And the Tisdale Honey Festival, this is a wonderful picture of the man with the bee beard, and it's the second annual Tisdale Honey Festival, and the bee beard competition is a North American event, $5,000 in prizes, all kinds of events happening throughout, and it all takes place in Tisdale. And now we do have another tape from the exhibition.
20 teams involved in the race this year, the canoe sprint from the east side of the river to the west side. And unfortunately this year we had 3 teams that capsized. Team 16, Ebb Sail and Sport, hit the bank first. The pack runner, Craig Bleckinger, would go 800 meters in first place. Prairie Pine Firefighters in second place. Darren Burrows takes the long distance run for Ebb Sail and Sport. You can look at some of the other pack runners. 800 meters, a long way, with 23 kilograms on your back. Long distance, Burrows would go 2 kilometers in first place for Ebb Sail and Sport. And at the horse leg, he's just in first place over Team 7, David Woodworker's Spoke and Sport. And this was the turning point of the race. Dallas Pavlich of David Woodworker's passes Phil Bulis in first place. The Hill Scrambler, Team 7, David Woodworker still in first place. Eric Thauberger slipping, but he gets the canoe off for the marathon. Marathon is 2.6 kilometers long. Bike Doctor in second spot, followed by Ebb Sail and Sport. Unfortunately, Team 20, Eagle Ridge Holding, had capsized. Ebb Sail and Sport passed Bike Doctor for second spot. A number of the teams, such as the Parker Quine Firefighters, needed river rescue help. No help needed for David Woodworker's Spoke and Sport for the second year in a row, and 4 out of 5 they win the race, with Ebb Sail and Sport finishing second.
Boy, the team just put a great effort together, and the boat, which I thought was going to be a little weak, turned out to be really strong. I was really impressed with it.
Never seen a race like this anywhere else.
and it's just so much fun to participate in because you've got such a large team.
There's about 600-700 pounds of people in those boats just setting up a phenomenal wave, and to try to climb over them, to catch up to them is easy enough, but once you start trying to plow through the waves, it's just so much weight you have to pick up over each wave. It's really hard to do.
And on the show tomorrow, we'll talk about the Red Cross Youth Camp. Mesmer will be here from the exhibition. Dr. Wong, president of UNICEF Canada, and eating disorders is another topic. See you tomorrow at 11.
Laugh with the Connor, Hunter, and Taylor families, and Michael faces Ashley on a talk show. An vengeful father captures the twins on 2, tonight on CFQC TV.
Come to the 21st Annual 2nd Avenue Sidewalk Sale. 3 days of bargains, good food, and fun. It's Saskatoon's original sidewalk sale, and the only sidewalk sale with real sidewalks. 2nd Avenue comes alive with music, friendly faces, and the most incredible bargains in town. Plus, live soma bands, pony rides, face painting, and much more. The downtown merchants invite you to the 2nd Avenue Sidewalk Sale. 3 days of bargains, good food, and fun. Downtown in the heart of the city.
When it's time to travel, consult the experts at Jubilee Travel. They have the agents with over 90 years of combined travel agency experience. A place where you'll always get knowledgeable advice and personal service. Jubilee has experts on Eastern European travel, the Far East, Australia, and cruises. There's even a Ukrainian bilingual agent on staff. Whether you're a globetrotter or vacationing for the first time, you'll receive honest professional advice. Call Jubilee Travel today in Circle 8 Center, 8th Street East. Newsbreak.
Good afternoon. Coming up on CFQC TV at 12:30, hundreds of Saskatchewan women push for pay equity legislation. We'll have the details. Also, a new development in the labor dispute at Saskatoon's Pepsi-Cola plant. A local scientist at the University of Saskatchewan comments on the Mars Pathfinder mission, and NATO leaders meeting in Madrid agreed to invite 3 new countries into the alliance. In sports, the Baseball All-Star Classic is set to go for tonight. Kevin Waugh will have the details. And coming up in Saskatchewan Farm News today with Scott Brown, another delay in solving the transportation backlog. The weather forecast, mainly sunny today and a bit windy, but very warm with a high of 27 Celsius. Currently in Saskatoon, it is 23 degrees. That is Newsbreak. For complete details of these stories and much more, join us at 12:30 following America's Funniest Home Videos. See you then.